Hi, my name is Andrew Arnett. I'm the author of The Early Worm Gets Eaten by the Early Bird, Early Poems, published by Alien Buddha Press in December 12th of 2022. The book is a compilation of 40 poems, which I culled from like 4 or 5 chapbooks that I put together between the years 2005 and 2008 while I lived in the Bronx and Queens of New York City and working for catering companies and odd jobs like that. And I think they work well cohesively as a unit. So today I'm going to read from a poem called The Last Supper. The black stretch limousine rolled up to the curve in front of Cipriani's. Jesus stepped out of the limo and was greeted by Death, who was very gracious, dressed in a bellman's uniform and a pair of round spectacles. This was only a part-time job for Death, however, who also worked nights in a mortuary. Jesus wore a black tailor-fitted Armani suit with white hair down to his shoulders, beard and mustache closely cropped, eyes blazing. He radiated prestige. Jesus entered the banquet hall, flanked by his entourage of 12 apostles and a platoon of bodyguards. The party inside was raging. Tom Jones was up on stage belting out tunes backed by the Rolling Stones and the London Philharmonic. The banquet hall was located inside a renovated 1920s office building. Its ceiling was over 200 feet tall. The maitre d', smiling, welcomes them in. He is poised, elegant, in complete control. In a previous life, he had commanded armies, produced Hollywood films, ran corporations. He is at their disposal. Inside, there is a row of 36 robots dressed in white jackets and bow ties, holding out silver trays laden with pink Bellinis in tall-stemmed flute glasses and shots of absinthe. Others wait with bowls of water for the opportunity to wash the feet of the guests as they enter. Coat check personnel relieve guests of their minks and other carcasses. It is a carnival. There are genetic mutations like the tall, elegant cat lady with leopard skin and a feline tail, and the hawkman with white feathered wings fluttering above the crowd, blowing on a trumpet. There's a woman built into a roulette table and another whose spine is fused with a lamp. Robots weave in and out of the crowd, offering trays of exotic hors d'oeuvres like herb-roasted head of guinea pig, grilled peppered dove's tongue, and marinated mice stuffed with pine nuts. The tabletops gleam with crystal and silver. There are 12 sets of 12 tables with 12 guests sitting at each table. Jesus is at the VIP table with his apostles and, of course, an extra table setting. All the guests are comprised of the most rich and powerful on earth. There are tables filled with actors, all from Hollywood's A-list. There are tables for all the CEOs of the Fortune 500 companies. Tables for the Kremlin and the Russian president. A table for the royal family of England, the leaders of communist China, capitalist Japan, the presidents of the United States of America, the heads of 7 churches in Asia. There's a table for the Pope and his cardinals. Security is very tight. To verify identity, all guests must have their barcodes located on back of hand, scanned before entry. 600 trained killers dressed in dark business suits, Ray-Bans, and earpieces stand shoulder to shoulder with their backs against the walls, carrying semi-automatic weapons loaded with silver bullets. The feast begins with the first course of medallions of giraffe tartare with arugula salad. The wine glasses are filled with Robert Mondavi's Opus 1. Unleavened bread is served. Next comes the main course, consisting of a pheasant, stuffed inside of a chicken, stuffed inside a duck, stuffed inside a goose, stuffed inside a pig, stuffed inside a cow, and then slow broiled in a brick oven. Above the heads of the diners, the circus acrobats do somersaults from swinging bars and walk on tightropes without a net. A brown bear dressed in a leotard rides across the tightrope on a unicycle. Over the building in the skies above, black helicopters hover. There are sightings of silver discs, metallic triangles, orange spheres glowing. After dessert and coffee is served, Jesus addresses the crowd. Drink this, for this is my blood. Eat this, for it is my body. There is a war raging in heaven and on earth. The devil is always nipping at our heels. Hell yeah. But I have a surprise for him. For I have come bearing a sword with 1,000 points, so that peace may rule on earth once again. Behold the sword. So long, suckers. Then Jesus pulled out his cell phone, pressed a button, and suddenly an intense light, the light of 10,000 suns, envelops the hall, the city, and everything for a 150-mile radius melts in a nuclear furnace, and a black mushroom cloud rises into the stratosphere. Moments later, similar mushrooms start to blossom over other cities around the world. Needless to say, this was the last party ever thrown by Cipriani, or by anyone for that matter. But as usual, it was a spectacular success.